just before 2 p.m., our Alaska State Trooper dispatch center down on the peninsula started receiving 911 calls from Nanwalek telling us that a small plane had crashed.
And 2 people died, and a third person is in the hospital after that plane crash that happened yesterday on the Kenai Peninsula. Tonight, we have team coverage. Lauren Maxwell has new details tonight about what may have caused that fatal crash.
Well, Rebecca, that's right. And this is a tough one because it sounds like the pilot may have been trying to avoid hitting a loose dog. Now, the plane owned by Smoky Bay Air out of Homer was a regularly scheduled flight. It was headed for the village of Nanwalek, just across the bay. The plane was coming in, ready to land, when apparently a loose dog was spotted on the runway.
What we understand now is there may have been an animal, namely a dog, that was on the runway. The pilot initiated a go-around. There was also another company airplane behind.
Now, a go-around, that is when they decide not to land. And instead, they climb back up and attempt to re-land. And they did all of this for a dog.
Was talking to that airplane at the same time, said he was initiating a go-around, made a right turn away from the runway, pretty steep climb, and unfortunately there was a loss of control.
Now, the NTSB says the plane most likely experienced what's called an aerodynamic stall as it made that steep climb and crashed.
An aerodynamic stall. Look that up. That is when the pilot usually makes some type of mistake, some type of error, miscalculation in the process of doing a go-around or a turnaround, trying to re-land. And they crashed. All for a dog. My question is, why not land? If you hit the dog, you hit the dog. I would imagine if a plane crashes into a dog while it's landing, the dog will essentially disintegrate. The dog, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't fly airplanes. But let's say if it's in front of one of the wheels, all you pilots out there, you tell me what will happen to that dog. And let us know if that dog could possibly cause that plane to crash in that moment. If they simply decide to land and the dog is right there in front of the airplane.
Crashed on the beach near the runway, but the NTSB also says that nothing is certain, and this investigation is just beginning. If you'd like to hear more of our conversation with the NTSB, we have an extended interview that's coming up tonight at 6.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Y'all know exactly what happened, or else you wouldn't put this out.
And we're going to show you some video tonight of that same pilot from yesterday's crash flying into that area recently. Quinn White is in the studio with an update about the victims.
That's right, Rebecca. Starting with the pilot, 48-year-old Daniel Bunker from Homer. Before he was a pilot, he worked at Paul Banks Elementary School. The superintendent of the Kenai Borough School District calling him someone who had an impact on a lot of people.
A guy with a big heart, a love for his family, a love for the community, and Homer and all those Southern Peninsula communities that he flew to are going to suffer a big loss, or are suffering a big loss right now.
I also spoke with the loved ones of 37-year-old Jenny Irene Miller earlier today, who said she'll be remembered for their humor and generosity. She was an Inupiaq artist based in Anchorage, traveling to Nanwalek for an Artist in Schools program. A third passenger is still in the hospital tonight. We don't have a name or any other details on who they are yet, but we'll keep you updated. Rebecca?
Yeah. And the point here is that this pilot got other people killed as well for a dog. Now, I've never even flown on an airplane before in my life. But as of right now, I do believe that if there's a dog on the runway and the plane decides to land, I believe the plane would be able to land even if the dog is right in front of the airplane. And I suspect that's something that the pilot simply did not want to do. Is your chances of survival greater if you decide not to land, do a go around? Or is your chance of survival greater if you go ahead and run over that mud, which is exactly what I would have done. Just like if I'm in an automobile, you got traffic on both sides, a dog run out in front of the street, or any other animal, sometimes you just have to hit it so that you don't crash into other people. But this is a dog we're talking about, and we all know these people are willing to die for dogs. Did this man do that and take 2 other people with him? You let me know.